An 86-84 game entering the fourth quarter. The Rockets had a 2-point lead. But over the next 8 minutes and 7 seconds, the Warriors scored 5 points. That's right. The Rockets opened the final quarter on a 20-5 run, and they are right back in the series, tied at 3 games apiece. And there will be a Game 7 on Sunday in Houston, as the Warriors are looking to not become the 14th team to blow a 3-1 lead in a best-of-7 series. We welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors post-game live here at the Gatehouse at Thrive City with the Hall of Famer Chris Woolen, the pride of Yale, Zine Ikeda, and NBA champion Festus Ezeli. I am Vontae Hill. A nip-and-tuck game, but the Rockets, let's be real, Fezzi, they controlled the tempo, dictated the pace of this game, and they went out running in the fourth quarter.
Well, the young Houston Rockets, who were once nervous coming into this series because a lot of them was their first time in the playoffs, well, they look comfortable now, Vontae. All right, they held the Warriors to 107 points, but a lot of this game was them pushing the Warriors to the three-point line. The depth, the length, the physicality really bothered the Warriors. They got every loose ball, every second chance points. They were running. The Warriors just looked uncomfortable, and this was a prime opportunity for the Warriors to advance and get the home court advantage. Now you lost that advantage. You have to go to Houston and take it now.
No doubt about that. Let's roll this fourth quarter tape because, as Zena mentioned, the Warriors are only down by a bucket. They had to feel fortunate to only be down 2 entering the final 12 minutes of this Game 6. But Fred VanVleet, right off the rip, 6 seconds into the fourth quarter, hits a 3. And we'll get to his 3-point numbers over the last 3 games in just a second. Jalen Green with a drive baseline. But again, an offensive rebound by the Houston Rockets. They had 11 offensive rebounds. He puts it back up. And then Şengün going to work against Jimmy Butler. This is a tough guy. 21 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Alperen Şengün has gotten more comfortable by the game. And then Amen Thompson. You can't say enough about this kid. He's a superstar in the making. 14.7 rebounds for him. Attacking the paint. And the Rockets would open up a double-digit lead. And on the season, Zena, when the Rockets, when they build a 10-point lead at any point during the game, they are now 51-8.
It's sustainability. They have the legs, they have the youth, they have the athleticism to be able to keep the same energy that got them into that position of having a 10-point lead. And as Melly mentioned, regardless of who was out there, you got production. And that could not be said about the Warriors. That was the difference in the game. The role players stepped up, whether they were on the bench for the Rockets or where they were in peripheral of Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks and whomever. You saw production out of the role players.
Well, on the other hand, you just had Steph and Jimmy Butler offensively for the Warriors.
And Fred VanVleet has single-handedly changed this series. First couple games, we all thought, well, he may be unplayable. Why isn't Jabari Smith Jr. playing more? But over the last 3 games, Fred VanVleet is 18-27 from the three-point line. A monster night for him, Fezzi fell. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Perfect from the free throw line. And he has all the confidence in the world right now.
Well, this is the guy that you did not want to get going. Fred VanVleet, he is a champion. That's the veteran on their team. Now that their backs were against the wall tonight, you had the veteran step up. And part of it was he is undersized. So having other guys get going, they actually created opportunities for him to get open shots on the three-point line.
And look at these numbers, Mully. He shot it better than Steph in the last 3 games, which is remarkable.
No, this is kind of a microcosm of the Houston Rockets identity. You know, they never really get too far down. Even when they're struggling, they're able to fight back. As you said, Bonte, after those first 2 games, he actually looked unplayable both offensively and defensively, and he's been the exact opposite. I think he's been the catalyst strategically, defensively, taking the ball movement away from the Warriors, making them go isolation because he's gotten Draymond so tight at the top of the floor. And then offensively, he's just exploded. He's found his three-point shot. He's playing in rhythm. And he really started that barrage in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was like 4 seconds into the fourth, he made that 4-point play.
Steph's thumb wrapped it before the game. However, the volleyball game working well as he goes up and gets the stuff in the pregame. In the early going in this one, Draymond Green sort of throws Jalen Green to the ground. Draymond given a flagrant one, sort of kicking that left leg up in that early going mix-up. So Houston up 5-3 at that point, and Curry's wrist looking good as he knocks down the step-back 3, but it's a 1-point Houston lead. The Curry turns it over, and Jalen Green just off to the races on the other end as he goes up for the stuff there for the Houston Rockets. He had 12 points on the game. Houston up by 4. The Jalen Green with a miss here. Warriors throw away the rebound. Look at Dylan Brooks, just found money right there as he just goes up and lays it in. Houston now up by 10. Curry taking it the distance. Watch this work from Steph Curry as he just throws up a prayer, and of course his prayer is answered. Little and one fun for Steph. He'd make the free throw. That cut the lead down to 5. Then Curry, in transition, able to knock down the 3 to cap an 11-0 run, and Golden State has tied this thing up, but Houston led it by 5 at the half. In the third, Fred VanVleet, who has been terrific, hits the pull-up 3 in transition, Houston by 9. Jimmy Butler on the other end, long 2 and the foul. He'd hit the free throw. He had 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and it's a one-possession game after the made free throw. Brendan Pajemski gives it to Curry for 3. And again, Houston's lead is down to 2. Steph had 29.7 rebounds, but 5 turnovers in the game. Later in the third, VanVleet takes it strong, gets the roll on the layup, and Houston back up by 8. How about Alperen Şengün? Backing down Jimmy Butler. He's just bigger than Jimmy Butler. And it's a tough shot here as Draymond Green tries to defend it, but he gets it to go. Şengün, 21 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Later, Butler turns it over. Şengün finds VanVleet. He hits the 3. He had 29 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Houston by a dozen. And then Steven Adams, who was terrific, goes up for the stuff. He had 17 points, 5 boards. Houston gets the win. They force a game 7 in the series. Your final score, 115 to 107.
All right, the team stat comparison from tonight, and all series long, the Rockets are starting to dominate when it comes to field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and free throws. The Rockets had 46 attempts tonight. They made 33 of them. They'll take that all day long. The assist numbers are still down for the Golden State Warriors. Bench points, got a little massage the score a little bit at the end of the game with the bench points. But the fast break, the Warriors did get out and run, but it's the points off turnovers, 22-12. And, of course, the Warriors keep fouling. They fouled a lot this series as the Rockets have been the more physical team thus far in this series. But, Fezzi Phil, you were touching on this earlier in our pregame show.
Take care of the ball.
17 turnovers against a Rockets team that loves to get out and run. You've seen Amen Thompson getting deflections. Steven Adams getting deflections. They are locked in. Whether it's getting beat off the dribble, they know how to recover. And the points off turnovers are starting to flip in the favor of the Houston Rockets.
Well, I got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit. At this point now, you understand each other. This is game 6. So both teams understand on the scouting report, they're out in the passing lanes. They know exactly what the tendency of the Warriors are. KYP, know your personnel. But the Warriors had 26 assists and 17 turnovers. That means they almost assisted the Houston Rockets as much as they assisted each other. And you can't have that if you want to win a game 6 at home.
It was just so frustrating to see the Warriors continuously play into exactly what the Rockets wanted them to do. You saw in the second half, particularly, Draymond Green was not looking to score. So the Rockets were packing the paint, being able to make their hands available to get in deflections, get in passing lanes, whatever it is, and then go the other way. But exactly as that graphic said, it was carelessness. And Steve Kerr said at the very beginning of this series, particularly in that game 2 loss, it's execution. It's attention to detail. It's being particularly tactful about the way that you do anything. Let's just be real. The Warriors are a little bit seasoned in comparison to this team. So you got to go through every motion just a little bit cleaner to be able to get out clean.
The Rockets have held Stephen Curry to 11-33 from 3 over the last 3 games. And tonight, just 9-23. 6-16 from the three-point line. Did have the 7 rebounds, but just 2 assists. Rockets are doing a hell of a job, Zena, running Stephen Curry off that three-point line. Tonight he did get 16 attempts up, but a lot of desperation three-point attempts.
Right, and that's the difference. There's one thing to have Stephen Curry get 23 field goal attempts and get 16 three-point attempts, which is exactly what you want out of your best scorer on the team. But when it's not coming off of rhythm offense, when it's coming out of desperation, late shot clocks, that's not the look you want.
Well, the 2 assists are very telling because when Steph is in rhythm, that's when you double team Steph, you get the ball, somebody else, Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody, they hit a shot, then the defense loosens up, then Steph can go off offensively. I thought the Rockets did a great job of isolating, getting everybody else cold, and Steph Curry was really trying to get the team back into the game. It was a tough night.
Look at those percentages, Willie. Just 33% from 3 over the last 3 games and under 40% from the floor. But Jimmy Butler, he tried to will. It was Batman and Robin. They were just looking for their Alfred tonight to go to State Warriors, that is, and they couldn't find them. as Jimmy Butler, 7 of 17 from the floor, did get to the free throw line, Fezzi. 12 of 14 from the free throw line, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. It was a game effort by Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy is Jimmy. He's a gamer. He's going to come into the game trying to find a way to make an impact. 1 for 6 is also part of the Houston Rockets game plan, trying to push Jimmy away from the paint. Putting Steven Adams in the game is trying to limit Jimmy Butler's touches in the middle of the paint. You saw a couple block shots from Steven Adams. This is the way that they're isolating Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. You guys go be superheroes. Try to make these tough shots. But everybody else, we're going to shut them down. I thought in this game, this took the Warriors away. These numbers for both Jimmy and Steph Curry, it shows that the Houston Rockets defense is working. The Warriors got to get back to that same ball movement. The same thing that got them here. You got to have everybody on a string. Whatever it is, it's ball screens, getting Steph. If you double team Steph, you kick it to GP2. I think that was part of Steve Kerr's thinking is GP2 has such great chemistry with Steph. He can come off those ball screens and make plays, but you got to make shots to start the game as well.
Basketball Hall of Famer Gregg Popovich will no longer coach the San Antonio Spurs, but he'll still be involved as he's transitioning to a full-time role as team's president of basketball operations. A long story career, 5-time NBA champ, 3-time coach of the year, and of course the NBA's all-time winningest coach. He's done a lot. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Bruce Bowen, Kawhi Leonard, you name it.
Ime Udoka.
Steve Kerr.
I mean, Mario Elie.
Don Nelson.
Don Nelson, as he released a statement through the Warriors' Twitter/X account. Pop is simply the best to ever do it, not only in terms of number of wins, but who he was and is as a person, an amazing coach, a human being. Congrats to an incredible career. But he'll still be around the San Antonio Spurs as they have a lot of building blocks. Willie, Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox. They're a team on the rise. Definitely will be fun here. You see his stats for the series. Draymond Green, that is, in 31 minutes, just shy of 7 points per game, shooting 36.5% from the floor and 26 from three. He's also committed 19 turnovers. And Fred VanVleet, he's doing it on the offensive end, especially over the last 3 games. But defensively, taking away Draymond Green's playmaking ability. Fezzi, Steve Kerr alluded to this earlier in the series that Fred VanVleet has done a good job. We saw this a couple of years ago in the Western Conference Finals with Jalen Brunson. There was a few. Stephen Curry in that second quarter really got rolling. 11 straight points to tie the game at 46. Look at those handles. And he gets the and one.
Bank is open.
Count it. Chase Center was rocking and rolling at that point.
That's right.
He's made this shot earlier in the series. Same exact shot when he started dancing.
That's right.
Very, very similar shot.
Ooh, sharp, yeah.
All right, highlight number 2. Jimmy Butler gets the and one against Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks saddled in foul trouble all game long. Jimmy Butler. That was a tough shot right there.
Slap.
That was one of the 6.
Nothing you can do. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
That was the one.
That's crazy.
Draymond Green with the rebound.
Nice.
Steph, this is a great fast break right here.
Hey, that's 3 points.
Wow.
That looked like a drill.
Pass.
Warriors actually
Pass,
won the
pass.
fast break points 28
Love
to
this.
11. So
2
I'll
dribbles
take that.
up, slam.
Need more of that.
I'll take
Money.
that. We had some win. We won something.
Positivity, right, Fezzi?
We won something.
We say glass half full. I'll tell you the poll question tonight. Favorite Game 6 Warriors moment. I thought we may get one tonight. Thought we had the weekend off. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. right here in NBC Sports Bay Area with tip-off at 5:30. Winner goes home. Can I get it? Nothing easy, Fezzi Fell? Nothing easy.
Nothing easy.
Game 7, baby.
Is this not what you're here for? How do you say? Are you not entertained?
Let Jimmy Butler take it away.
Are you not entertained?
All right, Jimmy Butler's not worried. Draymond Green's not worried, but it's a winner go home. And, of course, the winner of that game will take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round beginning on Tuesday night in Minnesota. So, Fezzi Fell, I'll start with you. Last thoughts before we head to a Game 7.
Well-fought game. Both teams are, well-coached defensively. Offensively, I think the Warriors have taken a step back this series. But Game 7 is what you've been waiting for. Hopefully I see some Jonathan Kuminga, some Eric Congo. But the athleticism for the Houston Rockets has really bothered the Warriors so far.
The Warriors' energy has got to be higher from the jump. They have to come out punching first when they go to Houston. This has been a fun series, but now it's a matter of seeing where that veteranship that we've been talking about all series long, will that shine brighter when the lights are high in Houston?
Warriors have trailed after the first quarter, Millie, in 5 of the 6 games.
Yeah, I think that experience that Zena's talking about has to show up in execution and really get into offense quickly. You heard all these guys talk about 50-50 balls. To me, that there's a lot of athleticism. So Game 7, man, you can throw all the numbers out the window, and we got one game to see who moves on.
Let's end this show on a good note. We got a special birthday, Zena Keita.
Joyeux anniversaire, maman. Je t'aime.
Oui, oui.
Happy birthday,
Oui, oui.
Happy birthday, Andre.
Oui, oui.
Happy birthday, Andre.
Happy birthday, Mama Keita. We'll see you on Sunday, everybody. But Dubs Talk Live is next with the great KB, Kareth Burke, and Petaluma's finest, Dalton Johnson.
That was